Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner and I have a very special guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your secret identity to the masses?
Hey, what's up? This is Chia Court, also the voice of Vi in League of Legends.
And it's very nice to have you on the show today. I know that a lot of people were really excited because not only do you kick butt in the game, but you happen to kick my butt in the game every time I play.
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool.
It's always somebody who's I think it's a jungler who comes in and is all like because I'm a support. I'm usually like a healer or something. So I'm squishy. So once they get me, I'm pretty much dead. It's always nice.
Yeah, I started out playing those kinds of roles too. I started out playing Diablo 3 with my husband. So he would always choose like some tanky monk character, and I was like support. I'm like, I'll just stay back here with my ranged character and shoot arrows.
I'm being helpful.
Exactly.
I'm kind of with League, I'm being some really weird characters now with support because in the 2 to 3 weeks, I think I've gotten to level 27. So
Wow.
yeah, I know. It helps that the entire staff plays, and I was the only one that is like, no, wait until this fad is over. And I tried for a year to like be like, well, I'm behind everybody else, and convince myself. But no, finally got sucked into it, so there we are. I
Nice,
had I had to catch
nice.
up with everybody else. So now I'm being really weird characters like Ziggs, who's crazy, and Zyra. Vi is on my to buy list because you need 16 champions to do draft pick, I think it is. And I only have
Ah.
11, so I'm getting there slowly but surely.
Hey, she's a good one. She's a lot of fun.
She seems like she would be a lot of fun. I don't know how well she'd do in the support lane. I have done weird combinations with one of our staff members. He'll be Karthus bot or bottom. For those of you who don't understand League of Legends terminology, there is a ADC character, which is somebody who carries the game, and they go in the bottom lane, and then they usually have a support with them. Support is generally a healer, but we've been doing weird, wacky combinations just for the fun of it.
Hey, that's good. You never know. You might strike up a new combo that no one's thought of before.
We did find something really interesting. Our one of our Canadian staff members, who's usually the ADC, he's been playing Lulu, who is normally a healer. Like she's kind of crazy. She says weird things like tastes like purple. If you get her attack speed up, we call her Machine Gun Lulu, and she can actually attack so quickly. She sends out like 4 shots per second, I think. I don't know, it's something ridiculous.
Wow.
And she's surprisingly effective as an ADC.
Nice.
But either way, since instead of talking about all the other characters, we should talk about your character because not only does she have a very complicated background, but she's a pretty tough chick.
Yeah, she's pretty can I say badass? She's pretty badass.
Well, one of the neat things I think about her is her humor. She has a lot of very interesting taunts and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. My husband loves to play as her character, and he teases me whenever he's telling anyone else about the job that I did, and he's like, yeah, she wasn't really acting. Like that sarcasm is pretty heavy in my repertoire. But yeah, I mean, great writing on the part of Riot Games, and when I saw the character art that they had for her, like she just came alive for me, and I fell in love with her. So yeah, she's a lot of fun. She's a really tough chick. She, is not afraid to put her fists where her mouth is, and she's got a mouth.
Well, that's not a bad thing at all, and I think it's interesting to see that there's so many characters in League of Legends that aren't just very dainty and delicate females. Like all the characters are crazy and have their really weird quirks, female or male, which is really nice.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I like that, she's a little flawed. I mean, she came from this rough and tumble city background. She used to run with the wrong kind of gang, and yet she did have her own moral code. And so now she's working with Caitlyn. She's on the force. She's trying to do good, but she still gets to kick a little butt along the way.
I would actually like to see a bottom lane that has both her and Caitlyn. I've never actually seen that in game, and that makes so much sense story-wise, but I'm not sure how well that would do.
Right.
I don't think Vi
It'd
has
be
a lot of
fun.
heals. She could
Not
try
so
though.
much. Yeah.
Well, we'll test that out and we'll tell you the results one day.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know. Let me know how it works out.
Well, now League of Legends is ridiculously big. Not only does it have a huge amount of like tournaments everywhere you look, like it seems like there's a new one every day, but the fandom is just growing and growing. When you finally got a chance to work on this, did you know how big it was?
No, I had no idea. So I'd been auditioning for different roles that came up, and so I was aware of the game. And then once I actually recorded I reached out to Adam Harrington, who does Shaco and a few other roles in the game, and he was like, "You have no idea what you're in for." And he starts sending me different links to some of the different videos that are out there and some of the different fan videos and fan art, and I was just, oh my gosh, it's ginormous. I can't believe it. And actually through Adam, I just came across another fan video of this adorable Asian girl who is going through and doing all of the taunts and things like that for all of the female characters, and she did Vi, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she did my character. It was great. She did a great job.
That's so awesome. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming you said your husband plays. Do you ever get a chance to play with him, or do you ever play your own character?
So he actually just signed me up literally last week, and then we went on a trip over the weekend, so I haven't been able to play her yet. But I've been beside him while he plays her. He usually takes her like up top lane and sometimes up mid lane, but I've seen him play her, and I've been able to watch her in action, and she's pretty cool. She's got some great moves. It was fun recording the moves in the studio too, because they played some video animations for me. And so my favorite move that she has, I don't know what it's called officially, but she comes up to the person and she punches them up in the air, and then she punches them down into the ground as they're on their way back down. It was just like an awesome 1-2 combo. I'm like, oh, she's fantastic. I love her.
Well, it seems like you're really excited for your character, and I'm glad to hear that because you seem very passionate about her, and I'm sure the fans really love that too.
It was one of those things where when I saw the fan art for her, like, I mean, the hair, the giant fists, and just her attitude, I was like, she is me. I was like, oh my gosh, like, if I don't get this part, there's something seriously wrong with the world because she's me. So, yeah, I'm very passionate about her. I think she's fantastic.
Well, now, have you gotten a chance to go to any events, any of the league events? Because I know that there, as I said, there's been a lot of tournaments and things like that, and I know there's been some in the California area as well as the Las Vegas area. So, have you gotten a chance to see that firsthand?
No, I haven't. Vi only came out in December, so she's still relatively new, I'd say. And so, no, I haven't had a chance to, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'd love the opportunity.
Well, hopefully you'll get a chance to in the future. As I said, it just seems like a new one pops up every second. And I can't get into the tournament thing for League of Legends. I feel really bad. Like I can for StarCraft. I can watch that for days. But with League of Legends, a lot of times you'll have these fights where like they kind of keep poking each other for like 40 minutes
Yeah.
and they don't get into
Yeah.
any fights and I'm just like, do something. Hurt each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, my husband is way into it, and so he'll watch the tournament play, and I don't understand half the language. It's like, oh yeah, Shaco's coming in and he's jungling and this guy's ganking, and I'm like, what? So I'm still just trying to learn all the terminology.
I understand. I felt like I didn't want to use the terminology when I came in, so I've been using a lot of joke terminology that isn't appropriate for on air. As for what top lane would be and what bottom lane would be instead of top and bottom mid. Um, so I'm not gonna say those on air, but I'm sure people out there, if they really want to imagine, they can. So I've just been going out of the box because I'm just doing it for fun. A lot of people are really serious about the game, and I can
Yeah.
understand why because there's a lot of strategy. And when you lose, it's frustrating because it's more than likely, especially if you're doing good and somebody's doing really bad, you can't like yell at that teammate because then it just gets worse, and then you just look like
Right,
a giant jerk, you know?
right. Yeah, it's another one of the things that I thought Riot Games did really well was starting to put the honor points in the game so that you could give kudos to players who are supportive to each other and are nice to each other. And I love that. I started playing another MOBA. It was for mobile. It was Heroes of Order and Chaos. And I got, and I'm a total noob to a lot of these different kinds of games. And so I was playing as a character, and I was doing okay. I mean, I wasn't brilliant, but I wasn't sucking either. And then there was this guy who was just trash talking the whole time. We were supposed to be on the same team. And I was like, dude, how about you stop typing and start playing? So yeah, I'm also like being supportive of each other during gameplay and helping each other out. And don't try and shut the noobs out. Like bring them in. Like mentor somebody. Help them out. Help me
I can
out when I start
understand that,
playing.
yeah. Because for me, I have to, especially for online games like that, I feel like I have to play with a friend just so I could
Mhm.
get started, you know? And now we have enough staff members, we have enough staff members that play. We can play all five of us on a team, and we can just troll a low all the way home. We don't even actually have to play serious. We've had rounds where all of us have picked a random character and then tried to figure out where they would go, just for fun. So I know that
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about people, yelling at me about, oh, I didn't place enough like sight wards, or I didn't heal you, I healed another character, or whatever. So that's always
Right.
a plus.
Yeah. Dude, you stole my kill. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, that
Here, have
happens.
one of mine.
That actually happens to me a lot. The staff calls me the stealer of pentakills. I'm not sure if you know what that is. Uh, but
Yes.
But I play Nami most of the time, and she has an attack called Ebb and Flow, which is where it's a heal or an attack. So it'll go from ally, enemy, ally, or it'll go enemy, ally, enemy. So I'll be healing, you know, somebody on my team, and then I'll accidentally steal their kill, not on purpose. I'm just trying to heal you, and so I am the stealer of pentakills in my group of friends.
Nice. Well done.
That is fine with me. One kill support, 33 assists or whatever. I'm good with that.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, again, my husband's he's so happy if he has like 0 deaths. He's like, 1 kill, but 0 deaths. You know?
Well, it's nice to see that he plays it as well. So he's a fan of your character, and he can help show you the ropes when you get a chance to sit down and play for yourself.
Yes, yes, I'm counting on it.
Well, that'll be fun. I hope that you'll film your adventures and put them on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I'll be either cussing out my own character, like trying to maneuver Vi around the screen and be like, "Why aren't you going that way?" Or I'll, cussing out someone else's character, like, "No, don't kill me again."
That's perfect. Is there a YouTube channel where people can look out for that in case that ever actually becomes a thing?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Vox Goddess Vio.
And for all the fans out there, we're going to take a short break here on 91.8 The Fan, but go subscribe to her YouTube channel. You can do that because now you know where it is. Keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan because our special guest isn't going anywhere. We'll probably tie her to a chair or something. She'll be fine. Don't worry. Hey, everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan, and my special guest is still here. Didn't have to tie her to a chair. She sat here of her own free will. I think that is the first of a long line of interviews.
I'm lonely. I'm happy to have someone to talk to.
Slumber
Still
party.
here.
Well, for all the listeners out there, obviously we've touched upon League quite a bit, and we've got the chat, going on about your characters. So the response has been wonderful, I can see from here. But are there any other projects you want them to know about that you're working on that you won't get shot by snipers because of NDAs or anything like that?
Um, well, as is so often the case, the stuff I'm working on right now, I can't really talk about. But I can tell you one of the games that I'm working on right now, I can tell you who I'm working with. which is I've been working with Fred Tatasciore, who is Hulk in the Avengers, and he's also been on Gravity Falls, and he's Shifu on the Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness TV show,
He
and
is
he's
super, super awesome. I just want to say that.
he's amazing. Oh my gosh. It's one of those things where I cannot believe I get to go to work with this guy. And just, it's not work. You know, we're doing our jobs, but it is so freaking fun to be in the same room with this guy. We laugh so much, and he's really amazing. He's really generous and special and beautiful, and just, yeah, it's so much fun to work with him. So yeah, so I'm working on a game with Fred, and then also in the same game, Jeff Fisher, who you might know from the Clone Wars and American Dad, he's also on there. So that's the big game that'll be coming out sometime either at the end of this year or next year. I'm not sure. And then I just did something for Leapfrog. So if you guys have kids, I think I don't know what the project is. I think it might be one of their books. But, so yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I got to tell a story. And then there's an app on the iPad called Endless Alphabet that I narrate. So again, it's for kids. You can teach your kids the alphabet. I say things like belch. Belch is another word for burp. And then there's a little animation of a little monster guy belching. It's awesome.
Well, that's good for your kids when they keep grabbing your phones and they somehow unlock it and you're like, why? That seems
Yes.
to, like I obviously don't have any kids myself. I'm only 22, but my brother, he has 3 kids, and I have technology coming out of every pocket, you know, like, so somehow they always get a hold of it and I'm like, how? Why? What? Ah!
Yeah, download MS Alphabet. It's a free download, so it'll keep them entertained for a little while.
And hopefully they won't, when they get frustrated, try and smash your phone on a table or something. That's bad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that might make me cry. I've got a really, really unhealthy attachment to my phone.
I don't
I'm
have
one of those people, if I accidentally leave the house without it, you know, I could get a mile down the road and I'm like, oh, I don't have my phone. I got to go back.
I'm okay without a phone, but like a lot of times they'll bring like a handheld, like my PlayStation Vita or something like that. Like I have a belt hook for it, and it's a case
Nice.
that hangs off of it. So, you know, like if somebody gets a hold of that, I freak out. But I was actually at my cousin's wedding recently, and there was this little boy. I actually wasn't introduced to the boy or his parents, so I don't know whose little boy it was. But I was in charge of filming the wedding and taking pictures because I have the equipment for it. And, you know, as soon as I took my eyes off that tripod, it was tilting over and I was like, ah, child.
Oh, no.
It's okay. Everything is safe. But at the same time, I could, all I could do is kind of hold the tripod there and be like, can you stop? I don't know what to do with you. Like, I'm so bad with kids.
Yeah, I don't have kids either, and I think they're great, but I've got like kind of a time limit with them, you know. So like hitting like the 45-minute hour mark, I'm sort of like, hey, so where's your mommy? Do we want to go back to mommy now? But they love me like, yeah, exactly. You know, it's like just a little timer. I'm like, okay, now it's back to mommy. You know, moms love me during like bedtime and stuff because like I'll read the kids a story, you know, and do all the different voices and stuff, and the kids' eyes just get huge and just they're like so entertained, which is great. And it's a great exercise for me as an actor too, because the second I do something that is not either sort of like based in something authentic or is just trying too hard, the kid just tunes out. Like you can just see it, they're done. You know, so I'm like, oh, all right, I gotta dial it back in, and then they're like engaged again. They're like, sweet, awesome, great, you know. But it's wonderful. If you want to be a voice actor and you want to do cartoons or anything like that, like, dude, go read stories to kids. They are the best audience ever, and they are the best critics ever because they will just shoot you right down when you're doing something off.
And you could just go to volunteer at a library to do that if you don't know anybody with kids.
Absolutely, they would love it.
Definitely. That's good advice. So I hope all the wannabe voice actors, future voice actors out there, write that down somewhere because I know there's a lot of you. Well, for the listeners out there who want to stalk you in a nice way, on the internet, are there any other places they can?
Yeah, I've got a website. It's voxgoddess.com. And if you want like all the social media, like the Twitters and the Facebooks and all that rot, probably the best place to go is about.me/voxgoddess. It's got all my links to everything.
Yeah, I
And
found
I
a
do
lot
have
of
a
stuff for you. I found Tumblr, which I never find for a voice actor, so thank you for having a Tumblr.
Oh, yeah. Right now, I just find myself reblogging a lot of Vi fan art. I can't believe how much is out there, and it's all so gorgeous. And it's I'm just overwhelmed that people care enough to do something like that. It's so great. So yeah, so right now you might see a lot of like reblog Vi fan art or Vi videos that other people have made. So.
And I know you got the Twitter, and I'm pretty sure I saw Facebook somewhere. Um,
Yeah, Facebook is, I think it's just Vox Goddess Video for Facebook. Or just Chia Court, CIACOURT. You
so,
can find me there.
stalkers, go forth and don't do anything creepy because then we'll get in trouble.
Please,
Don't do that.
please not creepy.
Well, do you have
Please not
any
creep me out.
any possible events in the future where fans can interact with you in real life and ask you before they hug you?
um, Unfortunately, no. Not right now. But if I do, I'll be sure to let you know.
And hopefully you'll let us know on your social media websites and all that. That way they can, be there and show their support and bathe and all that good stuff.
Please, bathing would be nice.
Yes,
Much
bathing.
appreciated.
Always keep a little bit of Febreze in your purse and then just whip it out and be like, no, back. That's what I do.
That's a good tip. That's a
No,
really good tip.
whenever I go to a convention, because most of the staff is boys, besides like 3 of us, and there's 30 of us in general. Whenever we go and we're in a hotel room together, normally no more than 3 people because I have a limit. I won't sit in a hotel room with like 6 people. I can't do that. So,
Right.
I always bring Febreze with me, even if I have to fly with it, and because you can put it in a checked bag. So I spray clothing, I spray pajamas, I spray the bed sheets. I just like I don't want bad smelling things in near me. So that is my convention secret tip for everybody out there.
There you go. Oh, actually, I do plan on going to Comic-Con this year. I'm not, I'm not on a channel or anything, but if you want to play Comic-Con bingo and try and track me down, feel free.
That is a very difficult task, but I'm sure somebody out there can do it.
Go for it.
And now, is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners out there? Like any words of wisdom, any dating advice, any what's the weather like?
Words of wisdom. Well, as Vi would say, sometimes you gotta make a door. If you have a goal that you want to achieve, I say be persistent and attack it from all angles. Don't give up until you reach the goal. Most of the reason that I've achieved what I have in my career is that I didn't take no for an answer. I tried, I failed, I learned, I asked for feedback, I learned some more, and I kept trying. So whatever goal you set for yourself, if it's something that really matters to you and something that you're really passionate about, please don't let a few setbacks along the way stop you from doing what you want. Really put your heart and soul into it, go for it, and if the first thing that you try doesn't work, see if you can attack it from another angle. Much like League of Legends.
And now, since we're nearing the end of this interview, I was wondering if you'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Absolutely.
Awesome. We ask everyone who comes on the show, whether they're a voice actor or not, if they'd be willing to do a radio bump for us.
Definitely.
However, the trick of it is that we do the takes live on air, so if you screw up, everybody gets to hear it.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. Basically, we ask if you could say, hello, my name is, you insert your name. I do this. You can say you're a voice actress. You can say what characters you've done. You can put anything there you want. And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
All right. I think I can do that.
So whenever you're ready.
All right. Hey, this is Chia Court, voice actor, Vox Goddess, and I play Vi in League of Legends. And you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan.
See, that was perfect. You didn't even need a second take.
Ah, yay!
I
I
think
guess
you're
my past radio experience helped.
I think you're a professional. I really do. You should do this for a
Oh,
living.
well, thank you.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, good idea.
Well, for all the listeners out there, if you missed any of this interview, don't fret. It'll be up on the website within the next few days, so keep your eyes peeled to 918thefan.com and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't. Coming up next is After School with their song Shampoo.